sorry, we're a bit out of breath because we've just nipped down to the pub next door for a quick couple of pints, but we're back! I am Stanford Chidge. This is the Chelsea Football Fancast, and we've just been having I think it's a shame that we have games to talk about, really. You know, because I really enjoy stuff like that.
If we didn't have games, we wouldn't have anything else to bounce off on.
We'd have no reason to be.
Oh, exactly.
We would have no reason to be here. Some people would say that we don't have any reason to be here anyway, and they would probably be right. Now, this part of the show is something that I think it needs work. It's a bit like the curate's egg. It's good in parts, but it needs work. It's a work in progress. And that's because I'm afraid the content for this bit of the show relies on the people who watch and listen to it, rather than the self-appointed genius who writes the rest of the script. That would be me. But it's very, very simple. Really, it's your bit of the show. You know, you can write in and ask a question of us, and we'll try and answer it, or just create a debate, or have a rant about anything you like. And it's very, very easy to get involved. Even easier now. We have a fantastically beautiful, sexy website, which I've slaved tirelessly into the night to create for you. But all you have to do, if you're listening to the show on Mixlr, or even if the Mixlr doesn't work, you can actually still post in their chat room. It is mixlr.com, mixlr.com/Chelsea-fancast. Or you can email us, and the email address is chelseafancast@gmail.com. And I'm delighted to say that there are many people who are beginning to do this. Of course, you can do it on Twitter too. You can ask us anything on Twitter. The Twitter address is @ChelseaFancast. Use the hashtag ChelseaFancast as well. That helps. Last but by no means least, you can be like Rick Sharma in the last part. You can get in touch with us by Skype. Our Skype address is chelsea.fancast. And you can speak to us and we can see you, so we can actually see who's coating us off, which I, for one, absolutely adore that. So there you go, it's all very simple. Now, we're going to pick up where we left off in the last part, actually, because the debate was rumbling on whilst we were in the pub, having a quick pint during the break. And there were a couple of excellent posts on Mixlr, weren't there, Darren? Yep. And you want to read them out? That's your cue.
All right, I thought you were going to. Tactics Wizard says, seems like a trend with Belgians. They all think they should start in every team in every game. De Bruyne, Lukaku, Courtois. That's why they won't win a World Cup. They'll go deep, but they don't have the maturity, and it's obvious from the statements they make and the chip they carry upon their mighty young shoulders.
I've got one thing to say about Belgians. Okay, I think there's something in this. I think Belgians are prone to waffle. Thank you. But they're a bit moany and whingy, aren't they? They're a bit up themselves, aren't they? And I think Davy, our mate from Brazil, the boy from Brazil, Davy's got a great riposte to the Belgians, hasn't he?
He says they won't win a World Cup because Brazil will win it.
Exactly. I agree with you there, Davy. But I just want to have a free trip out to Brazil. So there we go. So it did create a bit of debate. This one will run and run and run. We'll see where this one goes, won't we?
Indeed.
But you notice they can't wait to get out of Belgium.
That's very true, actually. I mean, but they're a funny lot. De Bruyne, I mean,
no, they're not funny.
He was rubbish. He thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, Lukaku thinks more. He's got a bit of an ego issue. Clearly, Courtois has. The only decent, the only Belgian that can walk the walk and talk the talk is Eden Hazard, mate. This kid is going to be the best player in the world.
Company's invented himself as a
Mekon. Vincent Kompany has reinvented himself as a Mekon, and that is it. Have you just seen his head? It's ridiculous.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm talking to the wrong person. I'm talking to somebody who's over 30.
Fellaini's gone back to cleaning laboratories, hasn't he?
He has. Anyway, we should move on before I get taken off air. Right, I'm going to start this bit up. Get your questions into Dazza while I'm waffling on. No pun intended.
CFC unofficial says ages.
Hang on. Whoa. I'm going to read an email out first. Hold your horses. We've got a couple of great emails this week. The first one is from... I can't remember who it's from, actually. Hang on, bear with me. It's from Scott Varro. Scott says, hello! Glad others have been saying... this is a cracker. Glad others have been saying we need a song for Oscar, mentioned in articles in the fanzine, also conversations on the train coming back from Man City. I've been trying to think of something, but struggling. Not the most creative songster, to be honest. I think it should be based around him being the chosen one, or Jose's number 10. He wears number 11, but he plays at number 10. Need extra lines to get his name in, though, and obviously find the right tune. Not really sure about this one, but my only other thought, as an easy start, just to let him know that we appreciate him, is we could mangle the Arsenal team chant to his... I see what he's going with that. Don't know if this helps, but he's been playing on my mind for a couple of weeks and just wanted to get it out there. I mean, actually, we've mentioned this a lot on this show, that there should be a song for Oscar. And Davy and Felipe, if you're listening, they will love my idea. Paul's heard it. He's grinning.
Have I?
No, your face grin. I'm going to take a photograph of it next time just to prove it. But I like a bit of Sergio Mendes, you know. You remember Mesquenada?
Mm-hmm.
Which is whoa, la la la. And I just thought we could do that.
How does that go again?
Whoa, Oscar, 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 which has got a bit of Brazilian flavour to it. It's very easy, which is very important for Chelsea supporters because we don't deal with words too well, you know. It's quite a simple tune. Whoa, Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. There you go. You liking that, Darren?
It's
You're
not
feeling
bad.
that bit, aren't you? Come on.
I don't think it's going to work. I just don't think it's
give
going
me
to work.
Skid.
I don't think it's going to work.
It'll be in the
That was
nominations
so
for Chant of the
limp.
Week next week.
That
though,
was so
isn't it?
Limp Biscuit, man. I'm sorry.
That's-
Give me
okay.
proper Skid. That's more like it. What?
It'll be in your Chant of the Week next week.
It
so-
will. I'm going to vote for it next week, and I'm going to cheat. Okay, but I think that's got a bit of legs. It's a Brazilian flavour. We need a bit of that Mesquenada. Everybody knows. Even the Black Eyed Peas did Mesquenada. It's samba. It's Brazilian.
I know the tune,
it's
yeah.
simple. It's only got one word, which is Oscar. How hard can that be?
Be surprised.
Yeah. Okay. Point made. Scott, I would love you to tell me if you. I mean, obviously you listen to the show, otherwise you wouldn't have written in. But I'd love to know what you think. But benches, what do you think? You think that's? You know, you're going to give Chidge some love on that?
Well, the Tories can learn it quickly, can't they?
Who?
The Tories can learn Oscar.
The Tories
from-
can learn it quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's only
Come
one
on, you're
word.
looking really miserable about it. This is the problem that we got at Stamford Bridge. You know, I've come up with a good idea. And you said,
It's a work.
It's a work in
Exactly.
progress.
Exactly. It's a work in progress.
It's a completed word, mate. I give up. Well, what are they like? And this poor bloke, Richard, who's trying to get the atmosphere back in the shed. You know, what's his name? Shed and atmosphere.
Yeah.
Mate, I know what you're
Shed
up against.
atmosphere,
I know what you're
I
up
just
against.
can't wait for Matic to inherit the old Stanich chant.
Na 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 Matic. Matic. Martin, we will do that.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
I'm
up for
not.
that one.
I'm not at the Spurs game. You know that.
I do now.
Oh, I'm not.
Why are you there?
Well, I've got this course thing, and it's a day that I have to do. Every so often, you have to do a Saturday. This is not for the fan class. It's boring. I'm not there, but so when we're both there, we're going to do the.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Matic. Beth, my love, what do you want?
Well, I know at the pub where I go to back home.
Is that in Fort Worth?
No, it's not. It's in Dallas,
It's
actually.
in Dallas.
Yep,
Dallas.
we go
Is
and
JR
meet
there?
at- No, JR's in San Antonio.
What about Mary Ellen?
Don't
That's
have
another
a clue.
program.
Never heard
Sue
of her.
Ellen.
She sleeps in.
Bobby?
No.
Okay. I like
Okay,
Pam.
but
Pam. I
at-
like Pam. She was great.
But at the Londoner on Greenville Avenue in Dallas, for
Right.
Oscar, the boys are trying to finish a song. In America, we have a product called Oscar Mayer. And so they're working on that. We, you know, I don't know, our player has a first name, it's OSCAR. And so they're working on all that because there's a song that goes, it's an Oscar Mayer song.
Yeah, but we won't know that over here.
I know. Oh, you know,
Everybody
but
knows Sergio Mendes. Whoa!
Only old people.
Oscar. Done. Sealed. Delivered. Question.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Remember who's on my table? He's vulnerable sitting there, Mo Bacon.
I'll ask you to Dr. Martin's boots. Do any of you think...
Oh, it's like, hang
sorry.
on, I had this kind of twinge of nostalgia and deja vu. It's an old question for Dr.
Dear Mark.
Oh, I've got all tingly. I might have to be
I know you
resuscitated.
do what he does. You're interrupting. It's got nothing to do with you.
It's all right, it's not my slot.
Dr. Mark, I have a question for you. Right, do you think Mata's exit has contributed to Oscar's poor play as of late?
I don't think it's anything to do with it.
There we go. Okay. By that, just to
In
clarify...
fact, did they ever play together?
Well, Eric Freeman is wondering if Oscar was fueled by the competition, but now is playing without much motivation.
He's tired.
He's tired. He's still got plenty of
He's
competition.
been playing since 1905, for goodness sake. He's tired.
Dr. Mart, Clive Lewis would like to know, what about Falcao?
What about him?
Would you like him?
It was a rubbish
Yeah,
song.
well, yeah, I think he
Rock Me
probably-
Amadeus.
Yeah.
And that was before he even played for Spurs.
No, I think he'd be great. We need to buy a striker in the summer. It's as simple as that.
Hang on, actually, this is a serious point and a blooming good question. Who asked that?
Clive Lewis.
Clive, give yourself a pat on the back for asking a top question. This has been winding me up all day because I was reading this. Jose's kind of like putting the feelers out about...
He did an interview in Canal, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, have you talking of deja vu? The man's cropped his knee. He might never be the same player again, and we're going to get mugged off by Monaco for 50 million. You know where you can stick that, mate? No, I don't want that to happen. Costa would be better.
Is his agent George
his agent.
Mendes, by any chance?
Sergio Mendes.
George Mendes.
Whoa,
Don't do that.
Oscar. They're now singing it. They're singing it on the benches. is. You see, it only takes a few goes and off it all goes.
Gracie Jack says to you, Chidge, thank
What?
you.
Who's asking me a question?
Gracie Jack
I
UK.
better stand to attention.
It's a statement, actually. He's more telling you off.
Bring it on, son.
He is saying, thank you mentioning Sergio Mendes. Manchester City will try buying him.
Lovely, well done, Tony. I like that. No, I mean, I'm worried about us trying. I mean, I'm sure it's agent talk, and I think you're right. It could be.
I mean,
could be an issue.
there's some massively complicated third-party stuff, isn't there? So there wouldn't be really any money going to Monaco or anything like that if he was.
Cavani apparently is going to be really difficult, according to Mourinho. That's what he keeps saying.
Is he privately owned then?
No, I just think I don't want a lot of money from them. They're difficult to deal with, Napoli, I think.
He's not been in Napoli for a long time.
Oh, PSG, sorry. Of course.
They paid 55 million for him in the summer.
Yeah, so he's going to be. He's not. Yeah,
He just
they're not
isn't
gonna
as
let
good
him go.
as Ibrahimovic, so he hasn't quite fitted in as well.
So he might want to go.
Yeah, possibly. But I mean, it's not going to be easy when you're trying to give money to a country that doesn't need any money, basically.
Oh, hang on! I've just seen something brilliant.
We've got
No, shush! Somebody's agreeing with me, so I need to read this out.
Oh, I ignored that
Tactics
one.
Wizard says, "I agree, Chidge. It's from Brazil '70. What? The Sergio the song I've just come up with. Tactics, write in again and verify.
I have two
that.
more questions.
Oh, okay.
One for Pablo.
Yeah, sure.
Nobody's asking me a question tonight. I see.
And you're getting the hump about it.
Well, they're actually not asking any of us. They don't know the rules still. They just ask it. I'm choosing
You
someone.
tell them, son. You tell them.
I'm choosing someone every time. If we weren't to read out anything which isn't addressed to a single person, then we wouldn't have any questions. So we have to still at least give him that. Right, so Pablo, what do you think about Matic? Tactics Wizard says, I think he's fleet of feet for a big man, has some great technical skill and can rip a missile from long range. Midfield looks much steadier with him in the side.
Yeah. You almost wonder whether or not it's because he has actually been totally exceptional so far as he looks like, or if it's just because we've completely forgotten what it's like to have a combative box-to-box midfielder. But yeah, he's looked very, very good and he's improved the team immeasurably.
I do like how confident he is in the ball, because he never ever seems at all like worried or troubled or hurried with anything that he does. So.
And he bashes people about.
He's not
well.
afraid to tackle anyone, is he?
Yeah.
Let's face it. Yeah.
There's another one here. Question for Dr. Martz. Should JT go back to England? Personally, I don't want him to go back. F England.
Great
FA.
question.
That's from Rob Dog.
It's a great question.
Well, I think he's already said he's not, so it's a bit academic, really.
No, but there's a lot of conjecture in the press about it. It's worth talking about, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be great for England if he did, but I think as one of the journalists quite correctly wrote that England need him more than he needs England.
Yeah.
And on current form, the FA would be stupid not to try and get him back.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be stupid to go back.
There was quite a lot of rumbling from the benches when this topic was raised. What's the rumbling about, people?
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
I think Hodgson said no already that JT's not coming back.
I don't think Hodgson did. I think the media.
Go on, Beth.
After the way he's been treated, he shouldn't. The best thing that he who shall not be named did last season.
What's DJ got to do with it?
No, not that one.
Oh, right, the other one.
I love that one.
Fat
The
one.
other fat one.
Yeah.
Okay, the best thing that he did in the whole season was not play JT. Look at how great he's playing this year, and he doesn't need the extra aggro of it. I know it broke his heart. I don't want his heart broken again.
I agree with you entirely. Actually, I'm going to bet these around applause for that.
I agree with that.
Absolutely strong. I agree with that totally. And I think JT's no fool. I think the other thing, I think a lot of people in the press though are getting excited about it because they look at it. And interestingly, these are people that have not ever played football at a high level. But the way that they're looking at it is, how could you possibly not want to play or bow out by going to a World Cup in Brazil? Which is, I think, is quite a point. It doesn't really get much bigger than that.
I'm not sure I've seen too much criticism of Terry for not wanting to come back, actually. There's been a lot of conjecture around the whole issue, but no one said Terry should come back, and if he chooses not to, he's not fulfilling his duty.
I've got a David Coleman moment here. It's great. And I don't mean the one about Albert Wantarena. We have got
showing his class.
I have already got a response from the masses in Brazil about creating a song from Oscar. I'm sure that is what my favourite boy from Brazil is on the line to talk about. Am I right, Greg? Have we got Davy on the line? Hey, Davy!
How are you?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, mate, you're right.
Oh, a round of applause for Davy! Hey! Woo! So, Davy, do you like my song?
Sorry, Richard?
Do you like my song for Oscar?
Oh, yes.
Yes? Do you want me to do it?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Do you like my song for Oscar? Shall I sing it for you?
Oh, yeah, your song about the Oscar. Yes, I listen a part of them.
Mes que nada. Whoa, Oscar, Oscar, Oscar.
That
Yes?
means more than nothing, doesn't it?
Very good, very good.
You like it? Do you think it'll catch on in Brazil, mate?
Very, yes, it's a famous pianist.
Right, you want to talk to us rather than me whinnying on about my stupid song. What's your question for us, Davy?
So, Gigi, in Brazil we have a lot of people who's criticizing David Luiz and also Oscar. David Luiz is being, for us, very bad on defensive role. We want to know if you agree with it, if David Luiz is better playing as defender or on midfielder.
Luiz, you think defender or midfielder? That's a good question. I mean, my own view is that I think the evidence this season that he's better for us in midfield than he is in defence.
Yeah, strangely, considering I've vehemently always said that he's more of a defender, I think actually he's played a lot better as a midfielder this season.
I think you should play him as a striker, to be honest.
I'm good at it. What do you reckon,
defensive midfielder, definitely. He's better there, he likes to attack, and I do think he's a very good defender, but I don't think you can 100% trust him in defence.
I mean, is Davy still there, Greg? Davy, I mean, it's interesting, mate, because I talked to you about this, last season, and I used to stick up for David Luiz as a defender because I saw him playing for Brazil in the Confederations Cup, and I thought he was superb as a defender. But I've got to say, based on what I've seen this year, I think for Chelsea, he's a better midfielder than he is a defender. What do you think?
To my national team, I think in Brazil he must be the defender. We just have him and Thiago Silva. But for Chelsea, I think he must play on the midfield role with Lamps or Matic, Ramirez also.
Yeah, that's a good point, mate. Davy, it's brilliant to see you again. We've got to go for a quick break. You going to send me a blog soon?
Thank you, Chid.
Okay, we got to go. Davy, see you soon, mate. Lovely to hear from you. We will be back after this very short break for the home leg. A bit like the last 10 minutes of the match against them.